How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have a story time of a Gen Alpha kid who thinks Sonic the Hedgehog, yes, Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, all of those guys are actually real. And I don't mean like the video game is real or the TV show or movies are real. No, I mean that Sonic is a real person who lives in real life and he's an actual guy. Like Abraham Lincoln and Sonic are as real. If in fact, this Gen Alpha kid probably thinks Sonic is more real than Abe Lincoln, bro. Like, it's that bad. The Gen Alpha brain rot is getting so bad, and in this story time, you will see how bad it's going to get. This is also a pretty cringy story, so leave a like on the video right now to get your free nothing and also a free pair of cringe goggles immediately delivered to your address. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and like stories. And with that being said, let's just jump into the story time of a Gen Alpha kid who thinks Sonic the Hedgehog is actually real in real life. Let's go. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Nico. Anyways, right, so there's a kid in Nico's class who we're going to call Ben. Anyways, Ben is the kid who spends a little bit too much time on the internet, bro. Ben is the kid who, when he reads the comment section, actually believes everything he sees. Ben is basically as bad as a Facebook mom who goes on Facebook and sees something and then immediately believes it's true because, man, if I see it on Facebook, then it has to be true. Ben's basically that, but instead of being a 58-year-old woman on Facebook, he's like a 10-year-old kid, a Gen Alpha kid who has extreme brain rot. Let me just give you a little bit of context about how crazy this kid Ben is. For a little while, he actually thought that Skibidi Toilet was real. Maybe I'll even make another whole story time on Ben doing that, but for now, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. He came into class screaming that he wasn't needed to go to the bathroom, but he needed all the toilets gone. Everyone was very, very confused. And that's when he explained that, he didn't want them to turn into Skibidi Toilets and eat them or something. I don't even know. Yeah, so anyways, Nico, Nico's in the same class and the same age as Ben. One might say that Nico has a slightly more common sense to know that Skibidi Toilets are actually not real. However, though, I guess Ben must have discovered Sonic the Hedgehog, a freaking classic dude. I didn't play a bunch of the Sonic games growing up, but a lot of my friends did, and I was definitely surrounded by a lot of like the video games, the TV shows, the online community stuff. Like Sonic's been around for a long time, and it's pretty cool to see that another movie is coming out. Like that is actually genuinely pretty cool. Anyways, though, with all this hype going on the internet, I think Ben must have discovered Sonic because one day in class, Nico's in there just chilling, hanging out, having a good time. And when he's just kind of chilling there, and Nico probably is not trying to be there. You know what I mean? It's a Monday morning. It's a 10 a.m. class. Was Nico up all night playing Roblox? Was he? Well, I don't know. All I'm going to say is he was really tired and he may or may not have been up all night playing Roblox. And I'm not going to lie. There is something special about being up till 4 in the morning, grinding some game with the boys. Like, I know I was doing that during like the 2020 quarantine type period. I was up very, very late with the boys playing Minecraft Bed Wars. So I understand how it is. However, all I'm going to say, and let me know in the comment section if you guys can relate to this or not, but I think it's absolutely the worst feeling is when you pull basically near an all-nighter to play video games, but not on like a Friday night right before the weekend, but I'm talking about like on a school night, bro. Because, it's 3 in the morning, you're like, I can do this, I have unlimited energy, and then 10 a.m. or 11 p.m. roll around and you're cooked. You're literally sitting there just like, oh my God, I've made the worst decision of my life and I need to function now. Let me just say, I understand how fun it is, but just try not to do it on a school night because let me just say that Nico was feeling it. He was feeling it bad. But anyways, that part of context was necessary because you need to know that Nico is on very little tolerance for Gen Alpha craziness. And well, let's just say that Ben was about to deliver some of the craziest Gen Alpha craziness you've ever seen in a second. Anyways, so Ben walks into class, and the teacher, we'll call her Miss Davenport, it's like, Ben, like, why are you late again? And Ben's like, looks scared. Ben genuinely looks scared. And he's got this like weird frightened look on his face. And Ben walks to the back of the class and sits down next to Nico, who is, remember, is on -1 hour of sleep after playing Roblox all night, so he is not trying to hear any nonsense. Anyways, though, so sure enough, Ben sits down next to Nico and has this kind of scared little look on him. And Nico kind of like glances over, then glances back, and it's like, I'm not trying to like engage in this tomfoolery, bro. I'm not trying to engage in whatever nonsense Ben is up to. He's probably going to come over here and tell me Skibidi Toilet is actually real again, and the Skibidis were after him or something. I don't even know what that means, and that's okay. Anyways, though, Ben does look over at Nico. Nico can see in the corner of his eye that Ben is looking over at him. And in Nico's mind, he's just like, "Oh no, dude! Like you can't be. You gotta be kidding me right now. You cannot be serious. Like, no way, this kid is actually looking over to me. Like, bro, like you just cannot be serious right now." Anyways, though, sure enough, Ben looks over at Nico, and he's like, whispers, he's like, "Dude." And Nico's like trying to pretend not to hear him because he's like, "I'm on -1 hour sleep after playing Roblox all night. I cannot stand any more Gen Alpha brain rot craziness at 10 in the morning on a Monday. No way, especially on zero sleep, dude. Like, that's just not happening." Anyways, so he looks over, and the first dude he can ignore because he can pretend like he didn't hear it. There's a lot of things that one can do to kind of get around that. Here's the problem, though. Nico hears the second, dude, and eventually it's like, okay. Turns around and he's like, "What?" Because the teacher is in mid-class. This teacher is also known for like snapping at kids who are like caught talking during class. So not only is Nico like not trying to hear whatever insane craziness that this kid's about to pull out, but also at the same time, he's not trying to get in trouble on top of it. And if he's trying to get in trouble, he's trying to get in trouble because he's sharing a joke with one of the boys. It's going to be one of those core memories. You and the boys are in class, you can't stop laughing, you get in trouble. That's okay, man. Nico would be okay getting in trouble if it's for that. Nico is not okay with getting in trouble for some Gen Alpha kid craziness. Like, that's the one thing he will not let that slide. You know what I mean? Like, that is not the type of, that's not the type of situation he would be okay getting in trouble for. So anyways, he looks at Ben, he's like, "What?" And Ben's like, "I don't know how to explain this to you, dude, but I think Sonic is real. And I think the evil Sonic, Shin Sonic, I think he's after all of us." And Nico was just like Nico wanted to slam his fist on the desk out of rage, but he also knew that would have immediately gotten him in trouble with Miss Davenport. Yeah, so sure enough, Nico looks over at Ben and is kind of like, "Well, why do you think that, buddy? Like, why do you think that's the case now?" Because it is like literally one of the dumbest things he's ever heard. "Guys, Sonic is real, and the evil Shin Sonic is real, and they're after it." Like, bro, just because you see something on YouTube Shorts doesn't mean that it's actually real. Like, bro's gonna see, I don't know, the fakest alien video and then be interviewed by like the History Channel for his own documentary at this point. Like, it's actually crazy. So anyways, Nico's just looking at him and he's like, "Ben, that's not true." And Ben's like, "Dude, no, I'm telling you. Dude, I saw Shin Sonic in school today." Nico's like, "Dude, you did not see Sonic. You did not see Sonic the Hedgehog. You did not see Tails. You did not see Shin Sonic. You did not see Skibidi Toilet. You did not see, I don't freaking know, Smao Zedong. You didn't see any of these guys, dude, in school. Trust me on that one." And he's like, "No, dude, I'm telling you, I'll bet you 1,000,000 Robux right now." And at this point, Nico's like, "Wait a minute." Because Nico likes playing Roblox. And he also knows that Ben is low-key a spoiled rich kid and has parents to give him unlimited access on his credit card. So he kind of knows that Ben probably has 1,000,000 Robux in his account. And, so Nico's like, "Okay, man, let's see it. Well, if Sonic is real, or Shin Sonic, or whatever you are saying is real, and it's in school, and you can show it to me, then yes, perfect. But if you can't, then you owe me 1,000,000 Robux. And Ben's like, "Okay, deal." Immediately agrees to it. Like, he was almost like so confident. And for a second, Nico was like, "Wait a minute, what did this kid see?" Because he clearly didn't see Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but Sonic the Hedgehog is actually not real, guys. I know, shocker, leave a like on the video, bang. However, the way that like Ben was responding so confidently, and also was like, yeah, I'll give you 1,000,000 Robux. Like, that's a lot of Robux, bro. That's expensive. Like, even just like out of nowhere. He's like, okay. The way that he just so confidently was like, yeah, okay, sure, let's go see, made Ben for a second not think that he actually saw Sonic, but made him think that he saw something. You know what I mean? Like, not that he saw Sonic the Hedgehog necessarily, but he saw something that would make him think for some reason that Sonic the Hedgehog, he saw something. Clearly not Sonic, but it made Nico think for a second, like, what? And Ben's like, dude, we need to sneak out and see it now. And Nico's like, dude, I'm not trying to sneak out of class. And Ben's like, deal's off if we don't leave and see it right now. So Nico's head, he's like, I really want those Robux. I really do. And he kind of looks around and he thinks about it for a second. And maybe Nico made this decision partially because he was sleep deprived because he was up all night playing Roblox, or because he just really, really wanted the Robux, or he just wanted, I don't know, he wasn't thinking straight, probably all of the above. But Nico looks at Ben, whispers at him like, okay, let's do it. And then he thinks for a second, he's like, okay, how are we both getting out of class right now? You know, Miss Davenport's not going to let us leave class to go investigate on our own investigative journey to try and see if Sonic the Hedgehog is in school. You know, for a second, she is not only going to say no, but she'll probably have us in after school detention just for saying something so crazy, just for wasting her time, just for wasting the precious glucose in her brain to construct a thought, to analyze what we just said and respond to it. She'd probably give us after school detention just for all of that. Anyways, so, Nico sits down and he's like, okay, if this is going to work, I need to sit down and devise a plan. So Nico thinks for a second and he turns over to Ben. He's like, okay, you're going to ask to go to the bathroom. And then 2 minutes later, I'm gonna ask to go to the bathroom. And then we're gonna go for at least, we have 10 minutes to find this Sonic guy. And if we can't find him, then you owe me 1,000,000 Robux. And Ben's like, well, what if we don't find him in 10 minutes? He's like, dude, we can't be out for longer. You know, we're gonna get in trouble for leaving / skipping class. And Ben's like, fine, I know exactly where he is. We'll go there right away. So now in Nico's head, he's like, wait, like this is becoming almost too real. Like he doesn't think that like, he's actually going to find Sonic here. But part of him is like, is there some like alien creature or something that's going to abduct both of them? Is there some kind of, he doesn't even know, but he's like, okay. So he's like, okay, Ben, ask to go to the bathroom. And Ben raises his hand. He's like, hey, Miss Davenport, can I go to the bathroom? She's like, sure, make it quick. They are about to not make it quick, by the way. And then 2 minutes goes by and Nico raises his hand and is like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Miss Davenport's like, hey, can you wait till Ben gets back? And Nico's like, crap. He's like, Miss Davenport, I really got to go. She looks at him and she gives him this long stare. A long stare. And Nico is like, wait, did she hear? Like, does she telepathically know what's going on? And she just gives him this long stare. And is like, fine. So Nico's like, okay, I'm already on thin ice. And probably by the fact that I'm going to get back in 10 minutes, she's going to be even. I'm not either going to be on ice so thin that it can't be measured. Like it is smaller. It is thinner than the length of an atom thin. Or I'm going to break through the ice and she's going to be so mad and yell at me. But either way, 1,000,000 Robux, 1,000,000 Robux. Anyways, so sure enough, Nico gets up, walks away, walks out of class, and realizes that he didn't tell Ben where to meet him. He's like, oh my God, like if I don't find Ben and I'm gone for so long, then Ben's going to be like, oh, well, we didn't find Sonic because we didn't look, so I'm not going to pay you the Robux, and then I'm going to get in trouble for nothing. But thankfully, as he's turning the corner, he just accidentally like bumps into Ben, and Ben's like, oh my God, okay, I know where Sonic is. Are you ready? Anyways, so Nico's like, yep, okay, bro, I'm ready. And Ben's like, dude, I need you to like listen to me for 1 second. If I show you this, and Sonic comes after us, like I need to know that you're ready to fight. Nico's like, well, what the hell? Nico's like, I guess. What do you mean? He's like, dude, I need you to be prepared to battle Shin Sonic with me. Nico's like, Okay. Dude, Nico he wants to bring him his money, bro. Like, he just wants his Robux at this point. He just wants the bag that he's been promised and he's not getting. And at this point, Nico's like, I'm going to agree to literally anything this kid says just so we can get there faster and I can see that this Sonic isn't actually there. And then I can have this kid transfer all of his Robux to my account. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to bling out with some swag and Roblox right now. It's all I'm trying to do. Anyway, so Ben's like, okay, if you're prepared. And like, Ben starts starts walking a very certain direction. And it's almost like a little eerie to Nico. Like, once again, Nico doesn't think that Ben's actually going to see Sonic, that he's seen Sonic, he's going where he is. But Ben is not just walking aimlessly, as one would assume one would if someone said, oh, I saw Sonic. Like, bro, you didn't see Sonic, bro. I hate to break it. Actually, I love to break it to you. You did not see Sonic. But Ben was beelining right towards a specific spot. And that's when, like, Nico was like, he wasn't nervous, but he was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, this is very uncomfortable. So they make it to the supply closet. And Ben just, like, stops, like, 5 feet away. And, like, it's, like, trembling. Like, Nico looks over and it's, like, visually sees that Ben is trembling. And Nico's like, like, maybe Sonic isn't in here, but maybe Ben saw something that I won't want to see. Like, I don't know, maybe some like wolf. Like, that sounds insane, right? That sounds insane too. But Ben is reacting so like gutturally to this that, Nico was starting to think that maybe there's some like rabid raccoon in here who's going to jump out, bite my face off, and Ben's going to be like, oh my God, it's Shin Sonic. I'm like, no, it's a rabid raccoon and now I'm going to die, bro. Like, maybe the Robux weren't worth it. So Nico's like, looks out, because Ben's still visibly shaking. And Ben's like, in there. Sonic's in there. Trust me, bro, Sonic's in there. And Nico's like, because Nico's now like second guessing himself. Once again, not because he actually thinks Sonic or Shin Sonic are actually in there, but just because he's like, what is in there that is making this kid so nervous and so scared? But Nico's like, oh, it's probably nothing. It's probably stupid. So Nico puts his hand on the door, twists the doorknob, slowly opens the door, and real quick, if you made it this far, comment coffee down below. That's COFFEE. It's the secret word of the day. It lets me know who the names and faces of people who made it this far into the video, because I do appreciate you guys. And it's a random word. I'm looking at my coffee cup right here, so that's why. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, I want to let you know that these are also on Spotify. And similarly, if you're listening to this on Spotify, also on YouTube, links in the description. If you're on YouTube, make sure you've subscribed with notifications on and left a like, and also commented coffee. And if you're on Spotify, Spotify's a smaller platform for me, so I really, really, really would appreciate it if you left 5 stars on the podcast and followed it. And finally, if you want to submit these stories, because these are all subscriber-submitted stories, either do one of two things. Go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs, follow me, and after you followed me, message me your entire story. Or if you have Snapchat, go on Snapchat, look up Connor Pugs. I'll have the star on there, so you know it's me. And then swipe up to one of my stories and just tell me your entire story, right? Swipe up to one of my Snapchat stories and just tell me the whole story there. And with that being said, let's see what's in the supply closet. Anyways, so Nico puts his hand on the door, the supply closet, and he sees in the corner of his eye, Ben is still visibly shaking. Like, Nico's almost very nervous because it's so strange how much Ben is shaking right now and how nervous Ben actually is. And Nico turns the door, opens it up, and he sees Ben scream. So immediately, Nico's like, oh my God, like what's going on? And he sees Ben scream, it's Shin Sonic. So Nico looks in, expecting some, like, I don't know, maybe a KGB agent, a rabid raccoon. Like, bro has no idea what to expect. And he looks in and he sees a mop. He sees a mop that is blue. Like, and it's like standing upright. It's in a bucket. And he goes like, bro. And he turns to Ben, who is like no longer screaming because he's like forced to stare at it. Here's my theory. Ben opened up the closet door. He learned about Sonic a week ago. And he's like, oh my God, Shin Sonic's going to eat my butt. Like, I don't know. And then he like walks by the supply closet for 1 millisecond, looks in there, sees a blue whatever. He's like, it's Sonic. I don't know. And now that Nico has the door open and he forces him to stand there, Ben is starting to realize it's just a blue mop. And Nico's like, dude, this is a mop. Okay, bro, you owe me some Robux. And at this point, look, here's the thing, bro. Spoiled rich kid is always going to be a spoiled rich kid. And Ben was like, Shin Sonic just ran away really quick. And Nico's like, dude, no, okay. You thought this was Sonic, obviously, and clearly it is not. So you owe me Robux. And Ben's like, no, Sonic Sonic dashed away. You couldn't see it. It was too fast. And Nico's like, dude, you're not about to scam me. I am going to get in trouble when I get back because it's been about 12 to 15 minutes. We're both going to get in trouble. Don't tell me you're scamming me out of my Robux that you promised me. And Ben's like, I'm not scamming you, bro. Sonic dashed away. You wouldn't have seen it. It was too fast. He's like, dude, no way you're scamming. Anyways, so they walk back to class in silence because Nico is mad as hell right now. He is not happy. And they walk into class, and Nico, as soon as he walks into class, realizes he messed up because Ben and Nico walked in at the same time after being gone for like 20 minutes. And immediately Miss Davenport's like, there you two are. Oh, I should have known you were goofing off. You two are both getting detention. And Nico's just like, I'm such an idiot.